Welcome to this explainer on the Hayward Salt Cell Generator Guide. Today we're going to treat your pool's salt cell kind of like a patient in a clinic. We'll walk through its anatomy, examine the symptoms when it's feeling sick, run some diagnostics, and finally prescribe the exact treatment to bring it back to perfect health. If you own a saltwater pool, understanding this device is literally the single most important thing you can do to keep your water crystal clear and, frankly, keep your maintenance costs down.
Okay, let's quickly look at our roadmap for today. We're moving step by step through 4 areas: anatomy of the cell, recognizing the symptoms, diagnostics and troubleshooting, and finally treatment, focusing heavily on safety and cleaning.
All right, Section 1, Anatomy of the Cell, and how the magic happens.
Right at the heart of your whole setup is the Hayward AquaRate Turbo Cell. And honestly, the fundamental job of this device is pretty miraculous when you think about it. It takes that 99% pure salt you've added to the pool, and it converts it directly into your primary sanitizer. It does all of this just by passing salt water across electrically charged metal plates hidden inside that plastic tube. So what's actually happening in there? Well, when power is applied, it sparks a highly efficient electrochemical reaction, creating hypochlorous acid, or HOCl. But here's the catch, and honestly the main reason we're doing this explainer today. This reaction creates a very localized, high pH environment right around the cell's plates. And that high pH, combined with warm water and calcium, sets the perfect stage for our main villain to emerge. That villain is scale. And believe me, it can cost you hundreds of dollars in replacement parts if you just let it go unchecked.
Moving on to Section 2, Recognizing the Symptoms, or what I like to call the invisible killer. You've really got to keep an eye out for these early warning signs because they usually show up way before a warning light actually flashes on your board. If your free chlorine is dropping for no obvious reason even though the pump is running, or, and this is a big one, if you're suddenly seeing white crusty flakes shooting out of your return jets, pay attention. Another massive clue, a rapidly climbing pH level, or finding yourself constantly having to bump up the output percentage, going from 30 to 50 to 70% just to get the exact same chlorine levels you used to have. If you're seeing these signs, calcium carbonate might be forming a crusty, chalk-like barrier inside your equipment. It literally blocks the surface area the cell needs, forcing your entire system to work overtime just to maintain basic sanitation. Now, you might walk by your equipment pad, take a look at the exterior plastic housing, and think, hey, everything looks absolutely fine. But is it? Is it clean on the outside, yet completely scaled over on the inside? The only way to truly diagnose scaling is to safely power down the system, open it up, and physically inspect those metal plates for rough mineral bridges and light-colored crusts. Which brings us to Section 3, Diagnostics, and troubleshooting the control panel. So what if your system is way past the early warning signs and is actively throwing an error? We need to translate what the control panel is trying to tell us. From the outside, you just see that familiar control box with its simple LED lights and a dial. But right behind that panel is the intricate printed circuit board, the actual brain processing all these alerts. When the inspect cell or check salt lights start flashing, this board is detecting resistance or poor conductivity, which is very often caused by scale totally masking the sensors. By following this diagnostic matrix, we can zero in on the real issue. First up, check your salt. Is it sitting at that ideal 3,200 parts per million? If it is, and you're still getting errors, you need to check if the cell model programmed into the board actually matches the physical cell you have installed. But here's the most telling diagnostic test: resetting the average salt level to check the two polarities within the cell. If there's a variance of more than 500 parts per million between the two, your cell is either heavily scaled or failing outright. Basically, it's time to intervene. And that leads us to Section 4, Treatment, safely cleaning the cell. Okay, let's hit the pause button right here. Before we go any further, you must prioritize your safety above all else. We are dealing with high-voltage electricity and highly corrosive muriatic acid. Splashing this acid can cause severe personal injury, so please proceed with extreme caution. Before you even think about touching the plumbing, you must disconnect all power to the filter pump, the automation controls, and the salt generator at the main breaker. But we're not done. Because of stored electrical charge, you've got to wait a minimum of 60 seconds. Then, open your filter air relief valve and stand completely clear until that pressure gauge reads absolute zero. Only then is it actually safe to remove the cell from the plumbing. 4 to 1. This right here is your golden rule. When you're ready to create your cleaning solution, it must be exactly 4 parts water to 1 part muriatic acid. Never, ever use undiluted acid. Failing to dilute it will permanently fry your cell. You're going to want to follow these exact steps with military precision. Step 1 is absolutely critical. Always add the acid into the water. Never add water to acid, because that can cause a violent, dangerous splash. Next, stand the cell vertically, preferably using one of those dedicated cleaning stands, and carefully pour the solution in until the blades are submerged. It's going to start rigorously bubbling and foaming as it literally eats away the scale. Let it soak for 15 minutes, but hear me clearly on this. Do not leave that acid in for more than 30 minutes total. Excessive acid washing just destroys the cell. Finally, carefully pour the solution back out into a bucket and thoroughly rinse the cell with clean water. I want to leave you with this final thought. More acid is definitely not better. Your salt cell's interior clades have a highly delicate coating that makes chlorine generation possible in the first place. Every single time you acid wash, you strip a tiny bit of that lifespan away. So you have to ask yourself, are your regular maintenance habits actually prematurely killing the very device meant to keep your pool safe? Learning to catch those early warning signs means preserving your equipment for years to come. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.